To talk about. We haven't done a commentary for a while, but we are live from our NBFL game of the week between the Dallas Crowbar, coached by OTS, and the Woodington Barkskins, coached by Garkangel. It's an NFC East battle between the two 0-0 Dwarfs of Dallas and the 0-1-1 Wood Elves of Gark. Gark's got a new team. OTS is a third or fourth season Dwarf team. So it's going to be a challenge, but with me in the booth is Astaflix, who has the pleasure of playing two of these teams pretty soon, apparently.
Indeed.
All right, so I have faced Gark. That was last 2 rounds ago, I suppose. That was week 2. This is a week 3 game for these two teams. Asti
Right.
and I have the pleasure of playing in week 4, and we're going to do that tomorrow, I believe. But Gark's it's a dangerous team. He's got just enough key players, especially the two war dancers, and with his TV being so low, he usually gets a wizard, although it doesn't look like he's going to this game. Indeed, he doesn't. He only has the one keg. But yeah, it was a nightmare to defend against. He had Eldril, a wizard, the Strength 4 war dancer, and the Agility 5 war dancer, all at the same time. That was not a lot of fun. But what's also not a lot of fun is playing against dwarfs of any kind. And that's his challenge today. Can he survive the grind, steal the ball, and get the victory?
This is an extremely lean dwarf team as well. 3 rerolls, 12 players.
They are missing a player, though, a pretty solid blitzer. But yeah, even with
Yeah.
13, it's really lean by NBFL standards.
Though I'll say they're pretty beat up.
Yeah, they've started to accumulate some injuries. The missing
Yeah.
player has a minus AV, I think, and then 2
He's,
rookie Troll Slayers, basically.
yeah, 2 rookie troll slayers and a minus MA on a pretty good lino.
Yeah, I'm not going to shed many tears, though, for dwarves. I hate the
For
little
sure.
bastards. Gark's team's relatively healthy.
Yeah.
Got some good players. Some really good war dancers. Got a tree, which is always very important. But as far as the NFC East goes, since both teams are in it, I suppose we should highlight it. Dallas sitting at 2-0-0, the only unbeaten team. Philly at 1-1-1. My New York team at 1-1-1. Probably going to be 1-1-2 after tomorrow. And then Gark sitting at 0-1-1. But if Gark can somehow pull off the upset here, it becomes a very evenly contested division a mere 3 weeks in. So, I mean, 20% of the season is not very far in. But
Yeah.
if he could get the 3-0-0 record for OTS, that would be a nice early lead for Dwarves, who have a hard time winning at this high TV.
Yeah. Oh, for
Draws,
sure.
ties are not that uncommon with them, but if they had 3 victories right out the gate, that would be very impressive.
I'll say too is if we just look at the coaches and their past accomplishments, I think Gark's pretty favorite in the matchup. So if OTS can manage to pull off what I consider to be the upset, that would be very impressive indeed.
Yeah, Gark has a lot of history in this league. He's been very successful with whatever team he's decided to run. He had a very
Yeah.
long, distinguished run with Pro Elves. He was very solid with Dark Elves the last several seasons, and Wood Elves are something that he has experience playing in the NCBB at least. I'm not sure of his ranked or box experience, but seems pretty compatible with elves of any type.
I mean, that Wood Elf team has like 7 guards. It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's kind of a problem. In the rest of our crossover, which is the NFC East and the AFC South, your Dolts are sitting at 2-1-0, so starting out strong. Houston is 2-0-0, and I believe their game is soon.
Tonight.
Yeah, whenever Baz is done with his NCBB game. And then the Krakens, Go Trek, not a great start, 0-0-3, but he's only allowed 3 touchdowns. The problem is he's also scored 0, so
Yeah.
it's a little hard to win when you can't get any points on the board.
mean-
But he's in every game. I just got
Yeah.
done playing him a couple games ago, and I'm just not very comfortable playing against Nurgle, but it was a dogfight the entire time, and my frogs were able to get out of there with a 1-0 win. But it's not an easy game, even if his record is not very good. And
Yeah,
speaking
for
of
sure.
records that aren't very good, MRT at 0-2, like,
Hey.
God, he's the one playing Baz soon, right? They're playing
Yeah, he's playing Baz
tonight.
tonight.
Okay,
Historically, though, Mr. T has pulled off some very important wins over Baz.
that's true.
Like just last season, in the Super Type, ooh, Blitz from the
Oh,
Woodies. That's gonna be
not
rough.
good. I don't know
But
what it
yeah,
is. I
just
remember. I'm gonna interrupt real quick. Last season, I remember there just being a lot of blitz results, and I haven't seen every game this season, but it doesn't seem like there's been as many.
agreed.
But
But
continue.
yeah, last season in the very contested race between me and Baz for the uh, division like title,
Right.
Mr. T beat Baz in like week 13 or so
Oof.
to like crush his
Oh,
dreams.
I remember that game. I remember I tuned in for like the last two turns, and Baz had the ball screened off next to the end zone, ready to score on the final turn and win the game. And MRT, whose team was like half destroyed at this point in the season and had nothing to play for, takes his like lone remaining good player, does like 6 dodge rolls and a blitz just to tag the ball, not even to take the ball down. And it's like, why would you risk your like remaining good player just to tag the ball? The odds of Baz failing something are so low that it's not even worth it. And then lo and behold, Baz uses a reroll for something because he lost the game like on just like a 1% bad luck play, and it
Yep.
was like, damn,
If
that hurts.
Baz doesn't lose that game, I don't win the Super Bowl.
You certainly have a tougher road.
I mean, I had like 5 MNGs against Robo, and
Okay,
only because I got him
tougher,
by.
very tougher road. All right,
I
so
think I had one runner MNG, two like Ulfs, and like two like Blitzers.
who got you that
My whole
bad in
team was
the finale?
yeah. I had to one turn too. That was strange.
Oh,
Ooh, well, not the worst blitz since Gart just rolls 2 1s.
yeah, that doesn't help. I would have been more. I don't know. You kind of want to get the ward answers over there before rolling the dodge and the GFI, but
Yeah,
you
that's fair.
also expose them to being hit, which, I mean, it's hard to screen off your best players every single turn in Blood Bowl, but
That's true. Big pow, big knockout.
very good knockout. And we'll say Gark didn't overplay the blitz too much. I mean, it's a super deep kick, and the way OTS set up with kind of a flank protection,
Yeah.
it wasn't a good
Also,
angle for the what else to go. Go ahead.
OTS has that weird team where he's actually very agile. Like he's got really good runners. He's pretty fast too, which means that if you overcommit, you might get like find yourself suddenly like reverse fielded against dwarves.
Which doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, I mean Gar can certainly pull off like a pass, right?
Ah, extra speed on a dwarf blocker. Movement 6, agility 4 guard. I remember he took him in the draft last season. We're all like, wow, that's an expensive dwarf blocker.
Man, he took that, and if he didn't, I would have gone him as a Norse Lino.
Yeah, I mean, it made so much sense for either you or him to take it because he already had block built in.
Yeah.
If I recall, the draftee was just a double MA, double AG player.
Yep, just
And
raw.
yeah, that's so much potential, but it's so bad on almost anything in this game.
I was going to take sure hands with him,
Mm-hmm.
but then OTS took it, and I was like, oh wow, I guess I'm taking a runner with plus AG then.
And the rest, they say, is history.
And he rolled plus strength.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
that was a recent development too, right?
Yeah, last game.
You couldn't have waited like one more game. Oh
I
man,
rolled plus strength right in time for you, Baz, and Gark.
yeah,
Delicious.
wonderful. All right, so two knockouts already. Not serious damage, but you know, after
Yeah.
half a turn plus the full turn. I mean, Gark's looking at a not great situation.
I mean, if I'm Woody's and I,
I
start
mean,
my defense with 9, I'm just like, okay,
pretty
that's
standard.
fair.
Yeah, my 9 are
But
still
yeah,
better than your 12.
yeah, probably. And I'll say, Gark's Gark has an opportunity. Ooh, I don't like opening block with a tree.
Yeah, not a huge fan. I mean, you have screened your best players off, and I'm
Yeah,
assuming we're getting a Ward Answer Mighty Blow Blitz on the Troll Slayer at the bottom because
you
there's
do that.
really nothing else to do. Although
I
I'm
mean,
not a big fan of him just leaving the catcher. Oh, he's going for the lino with Stand Firm. Hmm.
yeah, I don't agree with this. It's okay. I probably would have gone more aggressive, but Gark's a better elf coach, and I just tend to go too aggressive and lose. So hey, he's probably right.
Maybe. I mean, you did try that with vampires, and it was you were so frustratingly close so many times. Just watching your team was like disheartening because your team would try so hard, and then they would just fail that one roll, and everything would
See,
fall apart.
if I didn't win qualifiers and be just generally successful with Vamps, I'd be reconsidering like how good Vamps are after
Right.
my try in NBFL.
They're not for everybody. Apparently, only Relizite.
Yeah, and even Relizite, he switched off of them after winning a Super Bowl.
He did. He had one more season after that, and it just did not go nearly
Yeah,
the
he
same.
collapsed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just what's gonna happen. And I'm so frustrated because I played Norse Vamps in NBFL, and Rel has won a Super Bowl with both. He's like stealing my glory or something. Ooh, that's interesting.
It's a lot of GFIs. This is not that atypical of Gark from what I've seen,
Yeah.
especially when last couple seasons when I was running corn, God forbid. I would go back and I would pick up the ball and I'd have it like the screen in front and I have some guys in the line. You knock out a couple elves and you're like, okay, this isn't too bad. But then he would just swarm the entire backfield and then your space is gone. You can only blitz one or two a turn or hit a couple a turn and then he ties up all your good players and you're sitting there with the ball in your hands but nowhere to go and you're just like what do I do, where do I go? So we'll see what
I
OTS
mean,
decides to do here.
his war dancers are also disgusting.
Yeah, that was the problem too. I want to say the Strength 4 War Dancer didn't have tackle when I played him last round, so he must have snagged the MVP because I think he was sitting at 30, which I was very glad for because I could still keep the ball in the hand of a frog catcher if he had Blodge, for example, and I'd be like,
Mhm.
okay, still not great, but if he doesn't have tackle, I mean maybe it'll be okay.
I mean, yeah. The fact that Gark got what I consider to be 3 perfect players in the draft is even 4 perfect players. It's just disgusting.
Yeah, the two War Dancers, the
2 guard catchers.
yeah, I mean Blodge Step catcher with guard, movement
Yeah.
9 catcher with guard. I mean it's not a deep team, but it's a dangerous team.
Oh yeah.
See,
Oh,
who's marking the? Okay, I mean that's a good guy to be your cage corner, but I don't love the fact that he's in contact, even if it is just a strength 2 Woody catcher.
I know a lot of Wood Elf coaches that take Dauntless on Wood Elf catchers for this very reason.
Yeah, I've got one frog catcher with Dauntless. If I was running, Skaven with gutters, I'd have probably at least one. It's a skill I like quite a
I mean,
lot.
mobile hitters are just very good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, what'd you end up taking on that Frogalino of yours?
I went Fend. It's the least bad of all choices, I suppose.
Well,
every time he got hit in the game though against GoTrek, I was like, oh, this is it. He's gonna die, and he's gonna, and the skill choice wouldn't have mattered. But GoTrek could not hurt anything that game. I was very fortunate.
that's good.
Yeah, for me.
I mean, it's bad for me, but
Well, yeah. Well, not quite, because you have, I think, like 390 or 450. Like, you have a lot of inducements to work with. So not only are you going to get a wizard, you're going to get some bribes. You're probably going to keg, and I'm going to be like, ugh.
man, I feel like my team's so much bigger than it was last season. I'm still getting like 450 in inducements against everyone. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Well, early in the season, everybody's little fat.
Yeah,
Got a little pudge on them.
I mean, I think it's also like the age of super bloaty teams is going away in Blood Bowl 2020 for sure.
Seems like it. On the field, though, does it feel like Gark's about to take the shot? Because you can easily get the ward
Yes.
answer northeast of the ball carrier on a 2, and then leap in on a 3 with the strength 4 dancer and get a 2 die on the ball. Like, oh, no, he's doing something a little different.
Oh, he's going to be punching Jonathan Cooper. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it's still a 1 die right now.
Yeah, but you can put another guy very easily, like just in front of the tree.
Oh, there's the. I didn't see the
Yep,
lineman. Yep.
that's fine too. If you knock him down, then you get the.
But if you don't knock him down,
Yep.
well, I guess it's a moot point when you do knock him down. But yep, here's
All
a
right.
2 die on the ball.
All right. No whammy, no whammy, big money. No pal. I'm expecting a reroll, but he only has two.
2, yeah.
So I actually wouldn't reroll that because he's got two.
It's so tempting, but yeah, I don't think you do.
Oh, both down. Interesting. Keeping him in contact. Okay.
Muy interesante.
I mean,
Don't reroll. Okay, I was gonna say
ooh,
don't reroll that, but yeah, it's not a good knockout.
it's not a good knockout. And also, why does he only have four with high TV Woodies? I don't get
That's
it.
a fair question. Maybe he's trying
He's
to make sure he has inducements in the early part of the season.
Yeah, but I mean, I'd go like five and then a leader, or like
Or 4
if
in a
you're
leader
gonna.
or something,
Yeah,
yeah.
'cause I mean, yeah, he used one on the blitz, then one on turn one, and suddenly he's at two. It's turn two,
Yeah.
so he's got six more turns with two rerolls. That's probably that's big. No knockdown here.
Yeah, and now OTS doesn't have enough players to complete the cage unless he just
I mean, he still
blitzes.
does. He can put that one lino like northeast by one, then blitz Leon Gink and just move him away.
Well, if he was
Which
gonna, I would have pushed the catcher away from my blockers to free up as
that's
many
fair.
players as possible. But
That's fair.
we'll see what he does.
I mean, then again, you're dwarves, right? You
Yeah,
gotta commit.
I mean, but you gotta be able to move. You got short feet, but you gotta be able to use them.
Hey, I mean, moving's only temporary, right?
Yeah,
Or something like that.
yeah, something like that.
Also, since he doesn't have sidestep, you can't put him on the side because you're gonna get surfed.
True. As much as I love his 2 runners, I still think having a movement 7 runner, similar to how Thoralf did, he was running dwarfs last season, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he had a movement 7 with like sprint and sure feet, which, I mean, this guy has sprint and sure feet, but he only movement 6, and I think that extra bit of movement just makes a huge difference. And
Agreed.
being able to roll POWs or just defender stumbles would be very nice for the dwarfs too, but so far no luck.
I mean, I'll also say that this isn't looking good for OTS, even if Gark has three people out.
True. I think you stay here, throw the 2 die. Oh, that's not where I would have gone.
Ooh,
All right,
no armor break.
ball foul. You got to do it.
Uh, see, normally I'd still disagree. Also, I think he's gonna run back, which is impossible. So he can't do that.
He's going
So
back
good
a
luck.
square, I suppose.
I mean, if he backs a square, that's the easiest like ball pop I've ever seen.
But okay, so you go up. You go, yeah, right there. I mean, it's still
Like,
not great.
it's
That's
still
still
the
with that's
easiest ball
literally
pop.
within leaping distance.
Yeah, but you can't leap in the middle of all of those guards.
Not with that
But
attitude.
OTS can just put Randy Moss like in contact with the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's one GFI or one dodge, and then you can use like George Devonian to mark uh, the other runner. Then you leap in for a 2 die on
Yeah,
the ball, and
right.
then like that's a if you knock him down right in front of your catcher.
Might
So
be
that's
unlucky.
dangerous.
Yeah.
Because if the ball scatters like towards your end zone, you're getting scored on.
Yeah, this turn is where Wood
Yeah,
Elf
you make a
coaches make
break.
their money. Either you
Yeah.
fully commit to running back to your side of the field, because the dwarves have already wasted 3 of their turns,
Oh,
or
that's
you
unfortunate.
go all in and unfortunately roll a 1 on the first GFI. And then you block with the tree when you don't have a. I was like, please don't.
I mean, right now I'd be blocking with the Lino with Wrestle on the stand firm guard guy to free up my runner and possibly my other dancer if I need it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, block with the fucking wrestle guy. You have one tackle and you have two guards. It's a 2D with wrestle.
Oh no.
Huh?
Well, the tree comes true.
Yes. I'd be standing up that Lino with guard.
Mm,
I'd just stand him up because if things go wrong, I want him up, not down.
maybe.
Yeah, because if he's up, then OTS can't really just run through towards my. Oh, that's a bad. No,
It's,
yeah, okay, stand firm.
it's not great.
I mean, it's pretty bad
Yeah.
because now it's a 1D. I mean, you can just roll the 2+ dodge.
Well, it's got dive and
Oh, no,
tackle.
then you cannot. Okay. Ooh. Okay. He goes to not blitz the ball, which is fine.
Yeah, once you burn the reroll, he's trying to get his players free and it's just not working.
Yeah.
Definitely not working. But you still got
Stand
one
firm.
more. You got one more 1 die if you want to take it. Oh,
Stand firm's a good skill, man.
I love stand firm. I remember the other night in chat, Nelphine and Baz were having a discussion about lizards, and Nelphine was just like, "I don't understand why stand firm's good." We're just like,
What the
"How?"
fuck?
He's like,
Nelfine's argument.
I like having mighty blow because it dissuades people from standing next to him." And I'm like, I mean, I
What?
guess. I mean, it's you don't love the idea of marking players that have mighty blow because then it's like my players can get just punched and taken off the field. I get it, but you can always just punch a player and knock them off the field without mighty blow. Stand firm
Exactly.
is just so useful, so useful.
I mean, also, just take this situation, right? If you don't have stand firm there, those wood elves get free. And if those wood elves get free, you're in trouble.
Mm-hmm. And Gart could be in trouble if this is any kind of removal.
Yep, that's a knockout on the dancer.
I think you just let it go.
No piling on. Boo this
Boo!
man.
Yep. This is what happens sometimes. The
Yeah.
elves put all the pressure on, but they can't quite finish the trap, and
I
then
mean, that was just a really unfortunate one
oh, the
that
first
caught him.
roll, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, his turn went bad on like that one turn where it needs to not go bad. Happens.
indeed it
It's kind of
does.
like Vamps, actually. Where
Yeah,
like you have one turn where you need to hit like a few dies and then it just didn't work.
yeah, that's why dwarves are just so damn boring to play against.
Yeah.
Among many reasons.
Yep.
All right, so taking a look at the league at large, the top crossover, not by like skill or record or anything, just listed top on the tournament page. AFC North versus NFC West. We've got several strong teams so far. Cattle, back to their winning ways, perhaps at 2-1-1. Cleveland, also 2-1-1, so maybe the resurgence of chaos teams.
No. Cleveland lost a blocker, so their season may be over.
Well, we know somebody whose season is definitely over, and unfortunately, that's the Pittsburgh Steel Kazark's org team. They're 0-1-2, and I think they lost their other Agility 4 blitzer after losing one in the playoffs last year, which we have clipped for eternity. And that hasn't gone well. Uber's he's been okay so far. 1-1-2 with his Skaven. They've been in, I think, pretty much in all 4 games. I know one of them could have been either a tie or a win, but there was a failed one turn on the final turn. I think he got a tie against the Glams last game with a turn 16 one turn. But he's been solid so far with his Skaven.
I mean, I'll say I was always of the opinion that Uber was going to be a 50 to 55% coach in NBFL, because NBFL is real tough.
Yeah.
Also, this drive is probably over for Gark, but you know.
Well, the tree's out of the way now. Yeah, drive's officially over.
Exactly. I mean, if the tree was still there, then maybe.
Exactly. All right. So in that group, Klaz sitting at 1-1-1, so even with his Chaos Dwarfs. Nico has a weird split: 2 wins, no ties, 2 losses with his Necro. Dutch, same record with his Tomb Kings: 2 wins, no ties, 2 losses. And we'd be remiss to not mention that Stim is sitting there at 1-3-0, so no one's been able to beat him yet, but he's also
3 ties.
Yeah, not quite getting the wins yet, but it's still early.
I mean, Zarek's team took horrendous losses.
Yeah, 11 casualties in 3 games for an orc team. That's silly.
Like he lost one his best blitzer. He lost like one of his best black orcs. He lost his draft pick troll.
Oh yeah, the troll died. I remember that.
Yeah, he lost like a guard lino. Like it's just, I mean, I feel bad.
No,
like straight up.
Bueno.
But yeah, I mean, when you compare them to, I don't know, my dolts. Oh, that's a huge Kaz. You gotta appo that.
That's a nice player.
I mean, it's a 3 skills. It's a blodge, sidestep guard.
Oh, he doesn't
appo it.
I mean, I get it. He's still useful, but
oh my.
And the war dancers are really that's the one you appo. Well, no, okay.
Why would you appo a wrestle rhino?
Obviously kidding.
I heard that and I was like, wait a minute.
I was about to make some silly comment about OTS needs to be careful about not taking too long and move up the field, but he just had to kill some elves first, and then he was going to make a run for it.
Like, Gark has 3 players, like 3 real players left on the field. I don't count the tree because the tree can't move. It's not in contact.
Well, I'm not sure the catcher can move either. He's stunned and marked by diving tackle and tackle.
Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah. Has he blitzed yet? I mean, he could get rid of this other lino.
I mean, if you gave me a choice, I'd have been blitzing the war dancer here, because...
No, you take this guy out with a knockout. I mean, stun's okay. And then you literally just, like, stare at the war dancer. All 10 of you little dowy little motherfuckers. Just, like, dare him to get closer to the cage. And, I thought Gark was going to, like, make a suicide shot on the ball. I was like, oh, he's going to do it.
Yeah, I mean...
He's not going to do it.
If I'm Gark, I'm probably thinking about going for either a draw, because you can't one turn against all those stand firms.
No.
So I'm probably thinking this is going to be a draw.
Yeah, if you get out of here with a 1-1 and you limit the damage to nothing else, I mean, you're not thrilled, but I mean, the way this half has gone, you'd be okay with that.
I mean, like, Gark had a 2+, then, like, a 2D with wrestle, and a 3+ leap to get a 2D on the ball. Like his 2D on the ball failed, and the other turn went bad. So at this point, you just gotta cut your losses, I think.
Yeah.
Though I would hate to be Gark right now. I
Yeah.
would be cursing and like staring at my screen, screaming in the like profanities at the ceiling.
Yeah, it all kind of goes back to that 2 die on the ball that he set up very nicely, but then chose not to reroll because he was down to 2 on turn 2.
I mean, yeah, I
And
agree with not
that's
rerolling.
yeah,
It's just
that's the thing. It was a tough call, and perhaps was the right one. You were in such a solid position that you just assumed you were going to get another shot on the ball the next turn.
which he did.
He was going to, didn't he?
Yeah,
He was going to set up the. He failed the initial GFI, so
yeah.
yeah. In theory, he should have been able to get one, and then it started going downhill. And we'll never know if he decided to re-roll that 2 die. The game could have been forever changed, or he would have rolled pushes, and then he would have been pissed off having only one re-roll for 6 turns.
Because you say roll pushes.
That's Blood
man,
Bowl.
I've seen like re-rolling pushes into skulls like Nico, and then the best player's out.
Classic.
Yeah, well, okay.
So the next grouping on our tournament page is the AFC West and the NFC North. So this is a brutal grouping. There's some good teams, and one of them is playing right now. The Green Banana Grabbers are 3-0-0, and last I saw, they were handling the Chicago Beards nicely because it's...
Yeah, they're going to be 4-0-0.
Okay, yeah, we'll just say they're 4-0.
It's 2-0, and it's turn 16.
Oh, God.
So...
All right, so... The team that challenged the Grabbers last year in the division, the Detroit Lions, are sitting at respectable 1-2-0, so Dash still hasn't lost.
Yeah.
Doofer, perhaps the lead, pick in the AFC West, the Las Vegas Sinners, 1-2-0. That's right, there's a new team in San Diego, or now Los Angeles, the Lost Dogs of San Angeles. That's Amon's San Diego representative. They're 1-1-1. KC, probably still the biggest team in the league, sitting at 1-0-2, so pretty standard. Pretty standard for the Thieves, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Poods probably going to be 0-2-2 here shortly. J-Mod, surprisingly, 0-2-1. That's a strong Lizard team that made a deep run last season, but haven't been quite able to recapture the magic. And then,
I stole his thunder, what can I say?
Yeah, you did. Last but not least, the Manglasota Mini-Men. Lorbass actually getting an impressive tie against Destroyed the other day, I saw, 2-2.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, 1-2 so far. So, maybe better things are ahead. They've turned the corner already. They started out with 2 losses, but they get a tie, and then they get Las Vegas next, which won't be easy.
Also, they tied because they threw a fling turn 16 and scored. Which is awesome, but
You're not saying that's something they can rely on the rest of the season?
Something like that.
All right, so we already covered the next grouping. So last but not least, the AFC East and the NFC South. We've got Atlatl being strong as usual, 2-1-1. But Carolina sitting right behind them at 2-0-1, and they did get the head-to-head win the other night, several nights ago at this point, but that might have been the worst game of Blood Bowl I have ever seen. If I'm being honest. Watching Wog be the overdog for once, he had no idea what to do when there were 3 Sorai left on the field for the Lizards, and he was like, man, this is too easy. And so he just forgot the fundamentals of Blood Bowl and just tried his damnedest to give Nelfine a chance in the game. But Wog ended up winning, so they're pretty much neck and neck so far in the division. New Ziggurat Land Chariots, that's Wolves's Chaos Dwarf team, 1-2-0. Relazite Miami, 1-2-0. The New York Rex, 1-2-0. So not a lot of separation in that division so far.
Yeah.
Brasky actually 1-1-1, which is a little bit of surprise with Nolans. They've kind of been an afterthought, but so far pretty solid. And Jeffro at 0-1-3 with the crappy ass Demons of Corn. And then of course, last but not least, Archaean 0-1-2 with his Warpstone Bay Raskaians. Did get a tie today though against Miami in the rat race, 2-2. So maybe he's getting a hang of how that team should be playing. But that's where we currently stand around the league. Looks like OTS scored while I was looking away, but
Yeah.
we
Also, I'll just
expected that.
interrupt
Sure.
real quick. Say that Amon and Jamon are playing right now,
Oh,
and Jamon's gonna lose.
oh, bad start.
Yeah. It says drive, and the Nurgles have the ball.
Huh.
Yeah.
That reminds me of my season opener against Fool. That could not pick up the ball. And then the
Yeah.
elves were just like, okay, we'll take it. I'm like, no, come back. Come back, that's mine.
All right. If you're Gark, like, do you like set up for a riot?
Yeah, you might as well.
I mean, I'd set up for a quick snap as well because I have a MA9 sprint guy. So on a quick snap, you can score still.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason not to have him sitting out there as long as you tag the line of scrimmage. None of the doors are going to reach you from all the way at the back.
Maybe if he, you know.
Yeah, if they really, really try hard.
I mean, this is a pretty rough game for Garp. Just like the way the first drive went.
Yeah.
And it's a testament to how strong Woodies are that seeing this, I'm still like, it's more likely that Gark wins than OTS does.
That's just the nature of the two teams, I suppose.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
good.
If you're Gark, right, and you manage to score in like turn 6 or turn 7, OTS not going to score. Not against your team.
It would be unlikely. We're also assuming Gark's going to have like a team to field at that point.
Well, he's got 11, so he's going to start the second half with, you know, something.
Oh, true, and 2 of them are knocked out. So I mean, it's looking okay then.
He also is a babe, so you know the knockouts are likely to come back.
True. And as great as the War Dancers are, I would really love to get Juggernaut on the Strength 4 one, because that gives you a piece you can go through the stand firm to try the one-turn attempt.
I mean, then again, right? How many teams of full stand firm are you going to play?
Mine, OTS's.
I mean, yours...
I have 3. I have, like, just 3. And
you have 3 stand firms?
Yeah, 3 stand firm and, like, 1 sidestep, I think.
Man...
Do I even have sidestep? I don't even know my own team. That's not a good sign.
I was given Brew shit for taking stand firm over sidestep. Like, way back when.
On Frogs?
Yeah. I don't know, man.
It's an interesting discussion. You could make a case for either one, and then basically there's situations where you have stand firm, and then something happens in the game, you're like, oh, I wish I had sidestep. But then there's also situations where you have sidestep, and then you're like, I wish I had stand firm. So it's...
Of course.
Yeah. It's a lose-lose, basically.
Yeah. I agree.
But I love stand firm so far.
I mean, any, like, space control skill is very good. Oh, he chooses to stand firm, setting up a foul.
That's true. I mean, are you going to foul with a catcher, another catcher, or a thrower? Probably not, but I mean, could.
Aha.
Doesn't get the War Dancer back. That's unfortunate.
I mean, sure, it's unfortunate, but as long as he's back, if he does score, that's fine. Because you don't really need that War Dancer for your offense.
No.
Like your Wood Elves.
Yeah, like every player of yours is better than 90% of the players in Blood Bowl, just at their base.
He's also AG5, which is a lot of cheating. Yeah. AG5 is cheating. I say having no AG5.
And AG6 is even worse, and Doofer has 2 of them.
Yeah, well, then again, Doofer lost like 6 guys.
That's true. He did lose 4 players to death with guard in the season opener.
So, you know, you win some, you lose some.
Yeah, and he's lost quite some. Alright, so we'll see what OTS decides to do here. It's kind of like a inverted... No, he's changing it. See, normally you, like, at the bottom there, you would have those 2, like, swap where the Troll Slayer would be down 1 and the blocker would be up 1, but... See, this is where coaching dwarfs is hard because you don't want to just let them score because Wood Elves are so good on defense that if they get a good
Yeah.
pressure again, that it's very hard for you to maintain control. But do you really think you can stop them for 8 turns from like forever
Probably.
scoring? Probably not. So do you just encourage them to score quickly so you can control the ball and control the pace, or you know, do you try to? Also, it's not symmetrical defense, so that kind of bothers me for some reason. Do you let them use 4 turns at most, or like what's your play here? Also, correct me if I'm wrong. There's a giant gap in between the Troll Slayer and the 2 players in the middle. Was it there on purpose, perhaps?
I don't know. I don't know what OTS or Gark is thinking.
Gark, Gark claiming a moral victory for outblocking the dwarves.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, you claim the victory and then you leave the game and then you mute all the DMs.
Yeah. But then you screenshot this agreement from OTS first and send it to Baz, but then you don't ever defend yourself in court otherwise.
Yeah.
You submit that and say, Your Honor, I rest my case.
And then you run away.
And you run away. Bravely running away, according to OTS. Although OTS is a man who understands Wood Elves, he's played them for quite a while in the NCBB so far.
OTS is just a strong overall coach.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Certainly didn't have the stat freaks on his Wood Elf team that Gark did on his in the NCBB. But
Yeah.
still very respectable with them overall. Let's check in how the other games are doing. So Lost Dogs, Denver still 0-0, but you said Avon's got control of that one. 2 NCBB games. Looks like Baz might have the victory. He's up 1-0 on the final turn. Union support staff and the Crichtons are playing. It's JR's team, so a lot of league games going on.
All right. Ooh, tree takes root on turn 1.
And then triple skulls. I wish.
Take a sec. All right. Well, see, this is one of the many reasons why I wouldn't necessarily run a tree on offense with Wood Elves.
Mm-hmm.
I would literally prefer to have just a random lino over a tree, because what the fuck is this tree gonna do?
You can blitz dwarfs into him and tie them up for the rest of the turn. Or the rest of the drive.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something you can do.
Technically. Oh no. Okay. Double skulls and a double pow. You love to see
Classic.
it. Oh, he wants out. 1 second.
No problem. Oh, that's a big MNG on OTS's Troll Slayer. All right, so God loses a tree and, takes out a dwarf. That's pretty good.
All right, I'm back. So what I missed? A touchdown, death, anything exciting?
MNG on OTS's Troll Slayer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Mighty Blow, War Dancer doing work.
Baz, what are you booing about?
Yeah.
He might be booing the fact that we're covering this game, and thus we won't be covering his game.
I mean, if this game ends soon enough, then maybe.
We're 46 minutes in. We're only at halfway point, and we failed to pick up the ball, so who knows?
That was a rough turn one for the Wood Elves.
Well,
And
they got the casualty they needed. You know, it's not the quantity of casualties, it's the quality. And injuring that
yeah.
Troll Slayer said, "Hey, screw you."
I mean, that Troll Slayer is like the worst player on the pitch. He's a rookie. He's, you know.
Yeah, but at least he's got blocked. The Trey Man over there, he's gonna stand there for the next 7 turns and do nothing.
That's true. That Treeman's worse now. Because
that's a lot of value for somebody who just provides shade at this point.
Yes, but also he's controlling 8 squares on the pitch. That's true, though.
Technically speaking, yeah.
Those 8 squares, I don't think we'll see one dwarf go into it.
It's a bold prediction. We'll see if it comes true. Unless he blitzes them into them like I suggested.
They all have stand firm. You can't move them anyways.
That's true. I did enjoy, as much as I never enjoy playing against dwarves, I enjoyed playing them with Khorne because there was an interesting battle between his stand firm and my juggernaut, and who could outblock the other and create extra blocks through chains and a bunch of fun stuff you don't see normally when you play against a stand firm dwarf team. But Demons of Khorne also kind of suck, so happy to get away from them.
I'll say, when I play Norse, which I do sometimes, but not always.
Okay.
Ooh, he's on the pitch. That's good.
He's on the ground. That's not.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
But continue with your Norse story.
If you play Norse against dwarves, you know the pain. But if you have Juggernaut, then it's slightly less painful.
Okay, well.
Very slightly.
I don't love taking that blitzer away from the top and just literally vacating the top. Now, again, the worst thing comes is that Gark scores in 2 turns, and then you have the ball and a chance to win.
And a chance to lose.
Yeah, but I still don't love it.
Alright.
What is your take on taking accurate first on the thrower and not sure hands?
I don't mind. Accurate's better for 1 turns.
True.
Sure hands is better, maybe, against certain teams, but...
Uh-oh.
He gets the dodge. Yeah, I think Gark's going for the fast one. I mean, no dwarf can reach him now. None.
But is that what OTS wants him to do?
Probably not.
We'll never know.
And if I'm dwarves, I'd much rather be in a situation where I either win or draw than a situation where I either win, lose, or draw.
That's fair.
And I mean, sure. Gark's having a pretty rough season. Ooh, I don't love this, though.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna... I thought for sure he was gonna set him up and make a screen and maybe even stall for another turn.
I think if you want to score early. Right? Because if you give him like 4 turns, sure, he might overcome it, but you're also removing turns where you can steal the ball from him.
True. Does he have his kicker still? I suppose that's important.
Yes. It's on the bench.
Okay. Yep, so that'll help. He'll potentially get his other War Dancer back again.
Hopefully. Yeah. I mean, I'm always rooting against dwarves, but I'm also always rooting for Gark. So
double whammy then.
Exactly. I mean, this is an interesting game. Like, the first half went very poorly for Gark. But he still had some really big opportunities.
I'm getting a little concerned that OTS isn't going to put enough people in position to force him to score.
Yeah, maybe.
But he's got enough people in position for a big gang foul, and I think that's more important. Is that the extra... I thought it was the extra strength runner. I want to foul with him, because that way, like, it's a even stronger, like, boot, right? Extra strength means extra, dice modifier, right?
Sure. I mean, okay.
It's hidden.
That's
It's hidden in the rule book, but it's there. I'm sure.
Oh, I get you. I get you. I haven't read the rules in a while, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna read most of the new ones either. We're just gonna show up and see what happens.
We're gonna play, and then we're gonna see a skill we don't know, and say, I just don't need to mark it.
If I don't know what it does, I don't need to worry about it.
Actually, it's like diving tackle. If you don't see it, you make the dodge. If you do see it, then
Just roll sixes, right?
Exactly. I still remember I was playing a game in one of the
Is he
my
really
very early.
not gonna try to stop him? Okay, please continue.
I was playing a game in one of my early majors.
Okay.
And like first action, I just do a dumb dodge like against diving tackle. I'm like AG3, and I just roll a 6, and then the other coach lost his mind. Like what? I'm like playing like I don't know like chaos back then against like another bash team. The guy has diving tackle. I just go, oh well, I don't see it. I don't. Ooh.
And we're not gonna see that player for the rest of the game.
Yeah, badly hurt guard Lino, which doesn't matter too much, but
Matters just enough.
Oh, he made the GFIs. Now, I would consider surfing that, man. I'm not saying it's good.
Yeah, can you
In
afford
fact,
to? I'm pretty sure you
In fact,
can't.
I'm saying it's really bad, but I'd surf that dwarf. I got certain standards I gotta live up to.
It's not about winning, it's about sending a message, right?
Yeah, it's every time you see a surf, you take it, and then eventually either your opponent has no players or the game ends.
Yeah.
Both are equally likely.
Oh.
Alright.
No. No, you're supposed to surf him while blitzing and score and add insult to injury.
Ooh,
Well, now the dwarfs are gonna win because they're still motivated and not fearful.
Exactly. He didn't break their spirit,
That's gonna come back to bite him. Guaranteed. XCOM prediction.
Trademark.
Just like all of them.
Exactly. All of your predictions either work out or don't.
Yeah.
It's 50-50, really.
Exactly. My predictions are right 50% of the time. Either they are or they aren't.
Didn't you predict like Doofer to win his division or something?
Like this season?
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, that seems like a safe bet with Kansas City and Jamon's team moving over. I mean, Jamon's team is certainly capable of winning it again, but it was hard to bet against the Dark Elves back when they had all their team together.
Also put a team in a lower bracket than mine and then predicted them to win over me in this division.
Yeah, I can't, just be boring in my predictions. They've got to be exciting.
All right, so the Houstons, they're aiming to, get in the playoffs, and then the Dolts, it's either Super Bowl or like nothing.
Just because I think your team's better doesn't mean you'll have a better record. I mean, they're Wood Elves.
I'm 87, but also less fast and less agile.
I mean, your team won the Super Bowl last season, did it not?
But it's all about the coaching skill. Or something like that.
Yeah.
If you ask me, it's all about the coaching skill. If you ask someone else,
it's all about the dice.
Exactly.
All right.
If there's a blitz now, though.
That would be brutal. But he's already has one blitz. He doesn't need a second one.
See, I wish when I played Wood Elves I could just store blitzes depending on the kicks. If the kick's bad, I'll keep the blitz for
keep it in the back pocket, yeah. Exactly. I hate when you go for like 5 games without getting a blitz, like for you. And then it's like turn 8 or turn 16 and you just have like the back line loaded for a 1-turn defense and it's like, here's your blitz, and you're like, you son of a bitch, Nuffle.
Click and turn.
Yeah. Try. Basically. I waited 5 games to get a blitz and this is when you give it to me.
I mean, also when you play like some elves, you gotta, like when you roll a blitz, it's such a huge swing. So like an NBFL season, right? That's 14 games, maybe like 28 kickoffs that actually matter.
Sure.
And you gotta hit a blitz one time at least, because otherwise,
I mean,
yeah,
statistically, it seems likely.
nothing fell. All right. Also, I don't really like just sacrificing a lino against the tree. I would just prefer to like not mark the tree and just leave it to rot. Because
I mean, maybe. Granted, you just throw that guy there. He provides the early assists, and he's a blodger. So the tree has a decent chance of either never knocking him down or failing.
I mean, maybe.
I don't love putting him in the cage, actually. I'd actually rather him be back where the ball was. Because it'd be very difficult to go through 2 layers of dwarves with just dodge and leap to get there. But, I don't know. He is strength 4, agility 4.
I also don't really like the way OTS position because I think Gark's just gonna like L screen and then be really happy about his position.
That's true. I mean, the kick did kind of force his hand because it was literally at the bottom corner, like a short punt. So
Hey,
as much as
the
we've
best
joked about the tree, and he didn't really help us in this instance with taking root, but
real talk.
he's still kind of like a huge roadblock right in the middle of the field, and then you double screen right here, and like you said, like what do the dwarfs do? They've kind of been hemmed in here a little bit.
Real talk. I would have played with the tree last so that if he does roll a 1, I can take them both down and like unroot him.
Wait, what? You can unroot the tree?
Yeah, if you take him, if he goes down, he's not root.
Oh.
Ooh, all right, all right. See, that's how you do it, tree.
I hate that guy. Yeah, I mean he's
All right,
kind of a
so
jerk.
this trade massively favors the elves. Massively. I mean, OTS is going to be having a lot of trouble just like even moving up the field this turn.
All right, let's. How many players does he have that are like legitimate scoring threats? He's got the ball carrier, the 6'4" blocker behind him, the other runner, maybe the blitzer.
The blitzer with sure hands.
Yeah,
Very good. And yeah, as Baz points out, that's 2 M&Gs. That's going to be a 10 player, or no, 11 players dwarf team. Because they have 13 rostered, 1 M&G, so 12 for the game.
right.
Since they're going to be missing 2, they're going to have 11.
Classic. Blitzing before he completes the cage. I mean, it's basically complete, but
That's a bad follow.
maybe.
I don't like that follow. Because now you have like Robert Quinn's in contact. So you got to move another guy there. If you move another guy there,
Yeah,
then you
I
got
think you have
move
to
one.
double up. I
Yeah, but
mean,
my point is, ooh,
that's not the guy I was thinking of doubling up, but okay.
me neither. Oh, you can surf Chad Henne. It's like 4 blocks, but you know.
I was like, if you really want to commit to it, I mean, technically it's possible, yes.
I mean, I'd say it's more than possible. It's, you know, it's you can do it if you want to. You just got to hit a lot of things. I mean, I'd also, if I'm Gark, and it's 10v10, right?
Probably.
OTS is not going to be able to move through my elf cage.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, do you need to take the shot here? Like, two
No,
die the corner that you have marked, and then you go for the ball, but, like, I'm not sure you need to do that.
I wouldn't do that. I'd just move back and say, big power on Chad Henne. He's dead.
If only.
You know, you got to verbalize your wishes.
Speak it into existence, huh?
Exactly. The power of the word.
The bird is the word, as they say.
Do they say that?
Someone said that once.
Also, that's
I'd move the catcher down about 2, but
I would probably move the catcher back into defensive position, but that's because I'm bad.
Okay.
It's, I don't see the reason to have a scoring threat right now. I just,
Previously, it may have been to drag one of the dwarfs over there, which helped you,
yeah.
but
I mean, sure. Like you can attempt that pretty easily. You can just put a guy out there and say, okay, let's hope he blitzes him, right?
see,
Hopefully he just throws.
maybe now I would just go put him next to the Slayer on the ground, so you have those two trapped there, and then you could just dodge away on a 2 with dodge the next turn
What?
with the catcher. The Troll Slayer's
He's
on the
done.
ground, put the catcher next to him on his
Yeah,
left.
he's gonna be blocking the cage corner now.
Right.
Okay. I don't agree with this, but I mean, I guess. Because I mean, if you don't knock him down, what do you do?
Oh, yeah, on the bottom, if you don't, you're kind of in trouble, but.
Yeah, I mean, you just lose a catcher if you don't.
But hey, they're wood elves. They grow on trees, right?
Something like that.
I'm not sure
I've heard
how.
the reports.
Yeah, I'm not sure how wood elf babies are made technically, but
Oh, you don't want to know.
fair enough.
Hey, no knockdown. Okay. It's just okay. If I'm OTS, I'm laughing right now. I'm like, this is the worst position I've ever been in. This guy just, throws me a catcher to like take care of.
The problem is you're going to have to use quite a few resources to surf these two guys or do whatever you're going to do with them.
I mean, I just surf the catcher and say, okay, I successfully removed one of your guys. Don't even need Mighty Blow.
No, Astaflix in the crowd will take care of it for you.
Correct. I'm sharpening my cleats. See,
I mean,
I'd sit and ask, but I'd already have done the surf. Like the surf would already be completed, and then I'd be like, oh wait,
yeah,
why do you let me surf that guy?
Astaflix is a simple man. He sees surf, he takes surf.
I was playing Poods in the NCBB, and I said to Poods, "You're baiting me with that surf." As I proceeded to take that surf.
Well, now that I know your weakness, tomorrow's game won't be as bad.
Yeah, though I would not recommend giving me too many, because
Yeah, I mean, probably won't work out for me.
see, one of my going back to the Baz Nelfine discussion, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite part of this was Nelfine saying, "I want Mighty Blow on all my Saurus," and I'm just thinking,
What a waste.
why? It's just why? Take one blitz with him, that's it, or something like that. Maybe two.
Yeah, that's fair.
Then I say
Diminishing
that.
diminishing returns for sure, because against a couple of different races you'll probably be in contact enough to use it, but against so many, you're not going to block with more than 4 of them a turn. So
I mean, there is a chain push Gark, but
you're not going to like it.
no, I mean it's not bad. It's just the one Lino that you really want is your guard Lino, and he's the one that's in contact that needs to do the chain push. So
Mm-hmm. Plus, there's a stand firm and a sidestep.
yeah, but like there is one. I'm just it's maybe not the good one.
Yeah, I'm not sure we need it either. Like you said, just double
I'd
stack
punch
and you're good.
I'd punch Chad with Leon Gink. I don't understand this, but okay. Haha! I've knocked down a dwarf. Mwahaha! I mean, what? Yeah, I mean, I just don't get it. All right. If He's doing the thing I said. Good, good. That means either he wins or he loses. Both results are possible. Also, for a team with this many like agile dwarves, the fact that two of his most unagile ones are at the top is kind of poor because you can just dodge Irith and then he either takes the diving tackle, in which case his guy doesn't move, or he doesn't, and now those two guys are stranded and cut off from the main party.
Yeah, but that Troll Slayer could be the recipient of a game-winning touchdown pass. You never know.
See, it's possible, but not very probable.
I think at this point, it's best chance to score based on the fact that you can't move forward at the bottom.
I mean, you can try to move forward into Gark's trap.
Yeah, I mean, I was
Ooh,
going to
that's
say
nice.
before you blitz, you could go through the catcher at the
Whoa.
bottom pretty reliably.
Whoa, wait a minute. Hold the phone. He blitzed there? Oh my. Wow, I do not agree with that. Also, the fact that he didn't break armor now means that Gar can stand up a guard basically for free in the middle of this huge pile of dwarves. I don't know.
It's hard to say, Baz. I mean, I think going to the bottom may have been the play, but I'm not sure it would have been easy to get through there.
I mean, right now I have a question for OTS. How are you going to protect the ball?
Yeah.
Like, straight up.
You
Where are
don't.
you going to cage? Okay. I mean, I just I think you can pretty reliably punch a hole through here. It doesn't seem very difficult at all. But I mean, maybe we'll see.
Even if you do get a draw here, that leaves Gark at 0-2-1, so you've got a decent lead against him. But man,
Yeah, but
if you could get a win here, that'd be so huge.
playing for a draw in a lot of ways is playing to lose, right? When you're putting two choices on the table, which is either you draw or you lose, then I don't agree with it.
That's fair. But maybe that's why we're not dwarf coaches.
That's fair.
I I think I would
Oh,
be okay with them, but I think I would hate them so much.
yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, the problem is, Baz, when you go for draws, you're removing a lot of your equity to, like, if your opponent really fails, then you can't win. Or, I
Oh,
mean,
I'm surprised he didn't put the catcher in scoring position. Does that mean
yeah,
Gark is playing for the tie too?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. Maybe just Guard forgot which
That it's
turn it
turn
is.
seven. Yeah, he looked and it's like, oh, I've got two turns. Like, no, you're the one on the right. Yeah, because I think the play here is you just double stack and laugh when the dwarves can't get past you, and then you take your shot on turn 8 and try to win the game. Or you
Big
could just
knockout.
throw more
Whew.
blocks than the dwarves. Oh, he uses the apothecary
I
there,
have those.
which
What?
I think
What?
doesn't make sense on turn 6.
What? That guy's never gonna move.
No,
He's stuck at best.
he's gonna have one movement for turn 8.
Yeah, Gark's playing for a draw. I mean, maybe Gark can try to dodge through the diving tackle.
Nope.
Reroll that, Gark. You have 3 rerolls. What?
Oh, he's gonna try to get the tree and oh, never mind.
Smart thinking, though, ex-con.
Yeah.
You're ready for a game, I see.
Indeed.
Hit the tree in scoring range. I mean, yeah. Okay. I mean, I don't see the dwarves scoring here. And by I don't see the dwarves scoring, I mean the dwarves are not going to score here.
But because you, like, cannot lose at this point, don't you just
I
make a run for it and hope Gark fails or something?
I mean, I just run my runner as far as I can.
Just go mark the war dancer with the blitzer, so he has to leap or dodge on a 2+ without the reroll, and then you just send your runners downfield next to each other and you hope for the best.
See, as Nama would say, life is potato.
I must have not read his teachings.
Yeah. Yeah, see, Baz knows it.
Baz gets it? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just out of the loop, I guess.
It's a Blood Bowl 2 joke. Nama qualified with a team called Life is Potato. Yeah.
Please do not throw a block before you get the ball in scoring range.
He heard you.
And please don't block your own path.
Structure with that. Reroll that block. Do it. It's 50-50. Oh, he gets it. Wow.
Why did you even need to do that?
Now, that's what I call Blood Bowl.
That's what I call music 78 or whatever number they're on.
Maybe. Something like that. Also, that was the worst block I've ever seen. It's a one dice where if you don't get the knockdown, you can't score. You can just not do it, and then you're fine. I mean, okay, I guess.
Or you could do it and have a 50-50 chance of getting it.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I don't know, man.
Hey, if you don't take the block, you can't take him down, right?
That's true. Also, you're not going to be able to cage OTS. You're just not going to be able to.
I mean, if you get the blocker, below your runner, and then you get the other runner to get up to the other corner, it's technically a cage.
Yeah.
Although now it's not.
It's not a cage. By most people's definitions, I don't know.
Considering that you can just... Oh.
He makes it. Sure feet saves him.
Yeah. That's why I love that skill. It's so underrated.
I mean, I'll say, I was talking to Baz, and I think Sure Feet is like twice the skill Sprint is.
Yeah, I mean, Sprint is only useful on very certain situations. Sure Feet, you go for it all the time to set a guard assist or, just a assist or score or not fail or finish the cage. Yeah, I mean, Baz is right. You take it before Sprint.
Also, I'd say the fact that Gark didn't put a catcher in scoring range, I understand it. I just don't approve of it.
I'm surprised. That's what I'll say.
I get that you want, more people, but
I'm not sure just one random Wood Elf catcher with, block or wrestle is going to make that much of a difference being on column 9 versus being in scoring range. And then he's literally just going to go for...
I'd just screen off and I'd say, okay, dodge through my guys.
Yeah, take the catchers, put them here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you have 6 guys, which you can, reliably use the screen with. I'm also counting the thrower for, the side.
He's just going to go through and mark.
I would have rerolled that because Chad can score.
Unless you follow, and then fill in the gap with the catcher, and then chain push him out of range, but he doesn't elect to do that.
But I mean, if you chain push him out of range, then Chad Henney's in scoring range.
Right, but then you still have him marked with the Strength 4 Dancer and technically the catcher, which he could then counter chain push, but I mean, this is also not easy for him to get through. But it's not that difficult. I mean, you just go right through that catcher, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, double GFI.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do, right?
If the thrower fails the dodge,
Which he doesn't.
I guess now you just go through the middle catcher. And you just push him. Now you go through the bottom catcher, like I was saying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, you can't go through there without a dodge.
No, you can.
1,
You
2,
just don't
3,
want to
4,
do
5,
it, but
6.
you can.
Yeah, you go through a tackle zone.
I mean, I would blitz with easy. I just
1,
blitz
2,
the catcher, and
3,
if
5, 6.
he doesn't go down, I dodge through.
Okay, that's right. Baz is seeing the blocker as an option. I was just trying to keep the ball in the hands of the
What
runner.
are you talking about, Baz? No dwarf blocker can score from this range.
Unless a super stud fell to you in the draft. Please do not throw extra blocks first.
Please throw extra blocks first.
Oh.
I'm rooting for guard.
Oh no. I don't know who I should be rooting for.
Throw that 1D block.
Technically, I think I want... Oh god. I don't want OTS to have a 3-0-0 record. Like, I don't believe in dwarfs that much to think I couldn't catch him. But I also don't want Gark winning. Because Gark, I could catch up in any situation.
Oh, no.
Well, let's just find out what happens. So it's what? A 2-2-2 to win?
Yeah, 2+, 2+, 2+. He makes the first one.
See, in Blood Bowl 2020, he had 3 rerolls for all 3 of those dice rolls.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. That's true.
Oh no, now he's taking extra blocks.
Yeah, but the extra blocks are very necessary to win XCOM. Very.
I'll have to keep that in mind.
Also, he takes extra blocks, and he also doesn't use his remaining players to make them better. He just takes them.
He doesn't make them 3-die or anything. But he does end up getting the win, so...
Damn it.
Maybe he just needed the block mojo. Alright.
Yeah, exactly.
Congrats to Dallas and OTS for winning this game. They put Gark in a hole early, but we'll see if that undefeated record for the Crowbar can last.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah,
I mean, really like Gark. He's a nice guy.
Gark played fine. First half did not go well, so that was not ideal. But blocks aren't everything. Because what else outblock the dwarves but don't get the win? Unfortunate. All right, Asti, thanks for joining me. It was fun. We'll have to catch more of these games soon, hopefully.
Yep. All right. Have a nice evening.
Thank you.